client entered?
Today we've entered a plea of guilty on 6 counts, summary charges.
You mean not guilty?
Sorry,
Not
guilty.
So today we entered not guilty pleas to 6 counts that were laid against my client, and we've requested a trial date. We suspect it's going to take approximately a week, and the date has been set to November.
Okay. And is there anything else you can tell us at this time?
At this time I cannot. Obviously it's a matter which is now in front of the court, so we can't really comment on anything.
Why is it in the federal court?
It's going to be held in the federal courtroom because obviously there's a space issue here, and probably because of the number of witnesses that are involved.
Oh, I thought it had to do with him being in the force.
No, not at all. It's
Still a provincial court judge?
It's still going to be a provincial court judge, yes.
There's a case going on in Victoria this week that's received a lot of publicity, a similar issue where a police arrest was caught on video with an officer kneeing somebody who was on the ground. Is there anything you have to say about that?
No, again, I mean, that's a case which is now going to be in front of the court, so it's very hard for us. We will be following it very closely to see what, if anything, will come out of it, and if there's anything that is applicable legally to our case. But otherwise, it's another matter, another jurisdiction.
Speaking of following other cases, there's a concurrent prosecution against Constable Stephen Stafford of the City Police Forces connected in the same incidents or allegations. Obviously, you have no direct involvement in that trial, but will you be monitoring it, and will your client be testifying in that trial?
That's a question you'll have to be asking the prosecutors in that particular matter. I suspect where he is a complainant that he would be a witness. And yes, I will be following that very closely because there will be some of the evidence in that trial and witnesses which obviously may be called to testify in this one.
So Mr. Bijou hasn't been presented with a summons as of yet to that trial?
As of yet, as far as I know, no.
I don't even recall if Constable Stafford has entered a plea yet or not, do you?
Yes, and the trial is early November.
I just couldn't recall. Early November, so about the same time frame.
I believe they are scheduled for the first week of November. So
November 1st.
Can you tell us, where is Mr. Bijou right now?
Right now, Mr. Bijou is stationed in Quebec with the forces, and
is he still on active duty, or?
As far as I'm aware, he's still an active, yes, member of the forces.
Do you have a concern, since it's the RCMP that made the investigation of cops investigating cops, and it was a complaint against the police force, that the charges were laid?
In this case, they've investigated both sides, and they laid a charge not only against my client, against also one of the officers involved. So hopefully that, as far as I can tell, the investigation was carried out, and they came to conclusions which led to charges. So we'll have to see if the sufficiency of the evidence in both cases.
And is there anything you can tell us about what you'll be doing over the next month to prepare?
I'll be reviewing the file, which was an investigative file, the copy of which was disclosed to us, and doing our research and speaking to potential witnesses.
How important will Mr. LeBlanc's video, how important a role will it play in your defense?
It's in French we call that an élément de preuve. It's a piece of evidence. It's going to be as important as any other eyewitness who was there that evening. Obviously, had the video been rolling all night long, we'd have a larger segment to understand what happened. But the video speaks for itself, and it shows someone doing something to my client.
Thank you.
Lastly, can I just get your first and last name, how to spell it?
Sure. Yassin,
Choukri.
Choukri,